My name is Robert Boteo, and I want to give a shout out to the Valley Percussion Festival, formerly known as the Valley Day of Percussion. It's an honor for me to talk to you about the history of this event. I started this event in the 1990s, and the reason why I started is because I was a percussion teacher, and I took all of my percussionists from high school to junior high to beginners. I took them all on a bus. And we went up to Austin, Texas, and I went to go visit my former teacher, George Frock, at the University of Texas. They were having a Texas PAS Texas PAS Day of Percussion. And at that Day of Percussion, there was people like Tom Ongst, Michael Burritt, Lamar Burkhalter, and Greg Mizanet, just to name a few. My kids had a great time, and it was awesome that my boss, Arturo Valdez, was able to invest in my kids to go up there and see this event. My kids got so much from it, and they were so excited. So on the way back home, I started thinking to myself, why can't I bring an event like this to the Rio Grande Valley in South Texas? So thus, the Day of Percussion was born, and we've had the best percussionists in the world. I think we've affected thousands of students and teachers, and they've seen just awesome events. Now, this event would not be possible without the support of all the band directors in the Rio Grande Valley and in South Texas. And it would not be possible without Jim Melhart and Melhart's Music Center. It wouldn't be possible for somebody that motivating me to do this, like Lauren Vogel Weiss. But with all these teachers and band directors helping me, it has come to the event that it is today. And I'm so happy that Gilbert Garcia is handling this tradition, and now we're bringing this event to the world. Again, a great shout out. Keep it up. And one more thing I want to say is it's so awesome that we can have a percussion hang and keep percussion strong even in the midst of a world pandemic. Keep it going, guys. Take care.
There you heard it, straight from the man. Okay, guys, we did it. We did it. We did a whole VPF 2021 festival of 3 days, a total, after today, a total of 32 artists, world-class artists, some of the finest, some of the best that the world percussion community has to offer. And boy, was this fun. Don't you agree? I'm sure you do. It's in a way, guys, it's bitter and it's sweet, right? For us to, the event's gonna wrap up, and it took so much work and so many different cogs and wheels turning to get this done and bring it to you. And in reality, I want to say to bring it to us, because we're all a part of this community, percussion community, and we all enjoyed it. Myself personally included. It was so much fun doing this for you. Yesterday, we wrapped it up with Ray Luzier, that afternoon session. Oh my gosh, Roger Carter. We had some performances, performing artist series by Eastman College of Music, Max 7. Oh my gosh. Then we also had another performance by UTRGV, amazing performances. Then Roger Carter. Once Roger Carter hit the scene, guys, it was pedal to the metal, down stretch right to the end, and it was amazing. Dom Famularo, Kathy and Rich and Greg Potter sharing those amazing stories from her dad, Buddy Rich, the legend. And then another legend, living legend, that personally I am so grateful that we were able to bring and share his knowledge and his new book, Gadamits, living legend, Dr. Steve Gadd. And Ray Luzier. Ray Luzier. Wow. Amazing, amazing clinic. And guys, this speaks to the type of people that these gentlemen and fine ladies are giving to themselves. It was, guys, I as we were talking to them and trying to do and the event and put it together, uh there were some tear jerking moments, to be honest. uh you know I would sometimes not even finish asking them, and they were going, what do I need to do? What are we going to do? What do you need me to do? That was a constant thing from all of them, all of them. And then, you also heard the reason why, guys, this event was so huge, because we all know these people. And I've said this in the beginning, in the day one, we all know them. We've seen their A game, right? Even on their worst day, all of these people are, their A game is above and beyond. But when they started to see the roster list, they would share with me like, oh boy, I'm part of this event with all these other people. And oh my gosh, my clinic has to be a good one. My clinic has to be a good one. So that was a way, guys, a way that uh, the game was upped. Okay. The bar was raised even higher for them. And, that's why the clinics were so juicy, so amazing. And I'm not, I don't doubt that in your mind you went like, wow, I've seen a clinic from him, from her before, but this is another level. Well, now you know why. And this was great that they did this, and they did it out of their own free time. Some of them invested out of their own pockets to do this. So this was awesome that they were able to pull this through. Don't you agree? I really enjoyed this, and I know that as I say this, I echo your personal feelings about this. Awesome. Today, guys, we had during the event a couple of people that reached out that they wanted to do a clinic, and to me, they used both of these people used the word "my beautiful instrument," and I learned doing this that when people say that about their instrument, sit and listen, guys, because you are going to be amazed. You are going to be learned. You're going to be educated in a nice, positive way. Both of these people said this about their instrument, and I said, like, and then I sat there with them and we talked. And what are we going to do? What is it going to include? And boy, I'm glad they reached out, and I'm glad that we were able to make some room for them. And we're going to start off with the first gentleman. Man, he can play tabla. And I really hope, Pranshu, I know you're watching from India, my brother. Thanks for reaching out. I really hope I pronounce your name correctly. Okay. Pranshu Chatur Lal, drums of India. Here we go.
Namaskar, I am Pranshu Chaturlal and I am very happy to be performing for Valley Percussion Festival. Today my performance will include some compositions in 16 beats rhythm cycle called as Teen Tal. But before that, I would like to tell you about my instrument first. This instrument here is called as tabla. It comes from the northern part of India and was originated or invented for about 2000 years ago. So as you can see, it's a set of two drums. So right hand drum is called as daya and the left hand drum is called as baya. The right hand drum has a tribal sound, as you can hear, and the left hand has a bass sound. And both of them have different alphabets. For right hand drum it's 11 and for left hand drum it's 2. So ta, na, na, ti, Tita, Traka, Tak, Din, Tin, Tinna, Tiran, Tira. And for left hand, Kat and Ghe. And sometimes in improvisation, we bend the skin of the left hand drum and different pitch can be produced. Like this. And together they form many words like Dha, Dhatita, Trakadhindha, Kadha, Trakadhidha, Dhatirikidha. Like this. So now I will start my compositions in 16 beats rhythm cycle. So first I will speak the tala for you and then I'll start my performance. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and Dha, Dhin, Trakadhin, Din, Dha, Tit, Dha, Trakadhin, Trakadhin, Din, Dha, Tit, Dha, Trakadhin, Trakadhin, Din, Dha, Tit, Dha, Trakadhin, Dha, Trakadhin, Din, Dha, Tit, Dha. Now I'll be playing a rela for you all. Then da da then da then Thank you so much. This was Vilambit Teen Tal. Now I'll be playing Drut Teen Tal. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed my performance. Thank you. Namaskar.
Amazing, and that's putting it lightly, right? When he says, "I hope you like my presentation," it's mind blown. And one of the things, guys, that I noticed, even when he reached out to us trying to be a part of the show, his passion for the instrument, it's it's incredible. It's just what you saw, guys, playing. That's how he is normally, all the time. And sometimes he'll be messaging us, and we're in a different time zone. So right now, I think it is around 6 a.m. where he lives. It's early, early, early in the morning. Okay. So it's that's the time that him and his students have to be up. And I know that they're watching right now. Uh, Bravo, bravo. And I'm sure that your students are blessed to have you and to be able to be in your presence and to be motivated and inspired by you. The world is better because we have you, my friend. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Inspiring, to say the least. Moving along, we during our first day we try to have some presentations by the University of North Texas under the direction of a very, very dear friend of mine, Dr. Mark Ford, and of many of you all for sure, because he is known and loved by many. And the thing is, we had a bit of a technical difficulty, so I needed to make sure that those presentations were streamed, because they were amazing, and I just felt we had to find a way. And without further ado, guys, let's check them out. Okay, the first one is the Titanic days. Sorry, guys. The second person that reached out and used that term, my beautiful instrument. And probably when you're hearing this right now, you might be thinking, why does he keep mentioning that? Guys, because you had to have been there to understand what I'm trying to say. They both use that term, and the passion for their instrument is amazing. I learned from them just from interacting with them and trying to set up their clinics. I learned a lot from them, and I'm sure you did with Pranchu Chatur Lal, Drums of India. But the second person that did this is a Kara Wildman. Okay, she's going to be performing the clinic Boran. I hope I pronounced it right. I know you gave me a lesson on that, Kara. I hope I did. Boran, Intro to Irish Reels. And reels, she also taught me something. Reels are those tunes that she's going to play. And I guess the drum, the drum itself, and the style, and the tunes, the reels, reels. It's part of a culture, and it's a part of a whole package. And if you have your practice pad, and if you have your pencil, bring it, because she's going to teach you how to play this instrument, and you're going to find it fun and interesting. Okay, so without any further chit chat or jibber jabber,
hi everyone, my name is Kara Boblin, and I'm so excited to be here as part of this year's Valley Percussion Festival. So thank you so much to Gilbert and all the organizers for having me. It's a real treat to be here today. We're going to talk a little bit about Baron, which is a traditional frame drum from Ireland. But before we talk too much, I figured we'd get started with a set of tunes here. So here's some jigs. Hope you like them. And all these different tunes that we play in Irish music originally would have been music that you dance to. So there's specific steps that go to specific tunes. And yeah, so there's some jigs. Hope you enjoyed that. Just a little bit about this drum. It is a traditional Irish instrument, and you spell it B-O-D-H-R-A-N, but the D is not pronounced. The letters in Irish make different sounds than they do in English. So you say it bowron, like take a bow, ron. The D, you don't ever say it. Never bodrian, that's not correct. So bowron. I guess it's in the frame drum family, and it would differ from other types of frame drums in other parts of the world because you use one stick when you play it. And I'm actually, when I'm playing, I'm using both sides of the stick, both that part and the top part as well. And then another unique thing is you can use your back hand to get different sounds out of the drum depending on where you place your hand and how hard you push. I would recommend maybe sticking them in. You'll be able to hear the pitch changes a little bit better. This drum in particular is all made from Texas materials. This is my own line here. And the guy who makes my drums for me, Rob Faulkner, is also here in Texas. And so we decided to go for a Texas theme since we're here in the Lone Star State. So this is pecan wood for the shell, our state tree, and then deer skin for the head. And then there's a little Texas on the inside. So you'll see all different kinds of drums, different kinds of skin. So deer skin's popular, goat skin's very traditional and very common, calf skin, even kangaroo's becoming popular. So all different kinds of skins for different kinds of sounds. So I thought we'd maybe just learn a pattern. If you guys at home, guys and gals at home, want to give this a try, if you have a bowron, now would be a good time to pull it out. If you don't, you can use a practice pad, just prop sideways on your leg, and that will work just fine. Or even a notebook or just some kind of surface to hit on. For your stick, if you don't have a bowron tipper at home, I would just suggest maybe grabbing a pencil with an eraser at the end. And I wouldn't suggest a pin because it might explode on you as we hit here. So do not recommend that, but grab a pencil if you want to try this at home. So if you want to take whichever hand you write with and just put that out in front of you and kind of turn it back and forth like you're turning a doorknob. This is the motion that we're going to use whenever we hold the stick. So if you play marching bass drum, or if you play Stevens grip, this is sort of the same kind of rotation you would use for your inner mallet there. So let's grab your pencil, and we're going to hold it about 2/3 of the way up. And I am just holding it between my thumb and my first finger, right at like the first joint there. And there's lots of different ways to hold the stick. This is just the way that I prefer. So if you go home and mess with this and you don't like it, then that's totally fine. You can find your own way. None of this is standardized. So it's what feels good for you and your hands and your drum. So I'm going to do between my first finger and my thumb there, and then let it rest right on my middle finger. You can see my wrist is still straight. That's really important. Try not to let it curve around like that, okay? And then I'm going to flip it so that the eraser end is pointing towards me. Okay, so thumb first finger, rest on your middle finger, flip it in so that the eraser is pointing towards you. Now we're going to do that same kind of rotation we did earlier, turning a doorknob, turning an inside mallet. Okay, and that is how we're going to get the stroke. Don't worry about the top end of the stick for now. We don't need that at this point. Okay, I'm going to try this on my bowron so that you can hear a little bit better. So if we want to do a few down strokes together, I'm just starting the stick up and then rotating down towards the floor. You can see my wrist is still nice and straight. So why don't we try some down strokes together? Let's do 8. Ready? 1 and 2 and ready and go. And down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. Again. And 1, 2, ready, go. Down, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's try some ups. We're gonna do just the opposite, going up. But try not to think up straight towards the ceiling. Think up and over your shoulder, over your shoulder. Help you get a better sound. Try that on your own a few times. Okay, let's try 8 together. Ready? 1 and 2 and ready and go. And up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again and go. And up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. So those are the basic strokes to learn the next reel pattern I'm going to teach you today. So a reel in traditional Irish music has 4 beats, and you can remember that because the word reel has 4 letters, R-E-E-L. So we're going to play this pattern. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Most traditional Irish tunes will have 2 parts to them. An A part that's repeated twice, and then go into a B part that's repeated twice. So we're going to play 2 patterns, one for the A part, and then switch to a different one when we get to the B part. So this is what we'll use for the A. Let's try that together. 1, 2, ready, go. Down, down, up, 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 down, down, up. Again, and ready, go. Down, down, up, 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 down, down, and stop. If you have a bowing at home and you feel like you're ready for a next level challenge, let's take our backhand off on those quarter notes. Down, down, up, down, down, up. 1, 2, ready, go. Down, down, up, 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 down, and stop. Okay, so that's what we'll use for the A section. For the B part, we're just going to play continuous 8th notes. The melody in many Irish tunes will go higher in pitch and be more continuous rhythmically, so we want to try and match that. Okay, so let's play just downs and ups, and we're going to accent the off beats. Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Down, up, 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 down, up. So there's your A patterns and your B patterns. Okay, let's try this with a set of tunes here. So we'll go twice through the A, twice through the B, and I'll help you out with when to switch.
The Banshee played moderately. 1, 2, ready, go.
Here's A. for you. You could use those on any tune, but they work nicely on the Banshee there. So I hope you've enjoyed this very, very short little Bowron taster. If you're interested in this instrument or have any more questions, then please give me a shout. I'd love to chat to you more about Irish music and this really cool drum. So I'll finish up here and play a set of reels for you, and I hope that you like them. Thanks again so much, everyone, for having me. I hope you enjoy the rest of the festival, and hopefully I'll meet you in real life soon. Bye!
Great job, beautiful clinic, guys. Very informative, something different, right? That helps us expand our horizons as instrumentalists, teachers, performers, and one thing that I've learned myself as a student, and I've also shared with my students as a teacher, is when it comes to music, and if we narrow it down even more, when it comes to percussion, everything is related to everything. You know, one stroke type in one instrument is somehow related to a stroke type in a different instrument. A phrasing in one instrument is somehow related. So it all, is a large sum. So expanding our horizons and learning different types of instruments, different percussion modalities, and even other instruments, right? Like singing and strings, guitar, bass, orchestra instruments, symphony instruments, wind instruments. It betters us, right? Always, always, always. Next, we have, moving along, we have two segments of the Performing Artist Series. The next one is by the Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi. Here we go.
My name is Ksenia Komljenovic, and I am the Assistant Professor of Percussion at Texas A&M University in Corpus Christi. This is only my second year of teaching at TAM-UCC, and given that I have moved here fairly recently, I can attest to the fact that this community is extremely warm and welcoming, not only at the university, but in Corpus Christi as well. And I blame all of this on the people, on my coworkers and my wonderful students who have been nothing but accommodating and selfless and hospitable throughout the process. This is evidence to the fact that we here operate as a family. We're a fairly small music department, which is excellent if you are a young student, because that means you will get a lot of our time and attention. No student here will become a number. We focus on unconducted small chamber music, and this brings multiple benefits. Not only do we get to explore beautiful repertoire, but the students get to work really closely with one another, thus building personal and professional relationships, which I think are a catalyst to fine music making. On top of that, by having this unconducted experience, they get to have more responsibility, and by exercising this greater responsibility comes greater control, and with greater control comes greater freedom. So we are here not only to teach them how to play, but how to sculpt their own vision of how they wish to play.
The way that I could describe how the studio has impacted me is extremely positive. The transition from high school to college is not easy for anybody, I don't think. And with what's going on in the world right now, I think it made it significantly harder for me. But once I got here, once I made friends with everybody in the studio, once I started studying with Dr. K, I definitely was welcomed with open arms and was able to adjust fairly quickly. And with everybody here, I started to see a really big light at the end of the tunnel.
Time. Once upon a time. Oh, once upon a time. A time. Once upon a time. Upon a time. Upon a time. A time upon a time. Upon a time upon a world. 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 Once upon a time. A time. Upon a time. A time upon a time. A time. Oh, once upon a time. The world was round.
Overall, I think the percussion studio here is significantly different from any other percussion studio that I've been a part of, and I don't really think it's just the level of musicianship. I really think it's the people that you get to play with and the overall connection that you get to make here. Being a part of a studio that is now 11 people as opposed to 30 or 60 is a completely different experience, but I don't think I would trade it for the world.
I think that the biggest opportunity I've had while I've been a student at Time UCC is getting to work with some of the guest artists that we bring. And every program is going to bring their guest artists, and you're going to get to interact with them in some way. But I feel that the most common way that would happen is in the form of a master class, where you watch them teach and you get to talk to them just a little bit in that small 1 hour-ish time frame. But it feels that sometimes when we have guest artists here, we get to interact with them for over the course of a whole week or several days. For example, we brought in Mitya Nilov a few times last year, and he is a very incredible player, won the Concert Artists Guild competition, studied at Yale with Robert Van Cise, and me personally, I've gotten to have three lessons with him, and every time I learned something new, and I don't think I would have had that opportunity at another school.
My involvement in the studio as a music minor has diversified my educational experience here. I am a business major, and with having polar opposite major and minor pairings, it has forced me to learn how to effectively time manage my time here on campus and off campus to get the benefits of both programs. Being in business and in music, I am able to not only pursue a degree that is stable in something I'm interested in, but also have the support of something that I love to do.
If I had to describe the vibe between all the studio members, I would have to say that it's very welcoming between all 11 of us. Every time that we get a new student in, we always accept them with open arms, and it's just a very good time.
So my personal favorite studio memory would have to be the time we all drove to Austin to go see the Percussion Collective. I think that, you know, if I was at a different school, if I was at UT, say, I would have gotten to see them still because they would have been there. But there was something truly special about getting everyone together, like buying the tickets and then driving up there and like hanging out and enjoying that road trip together like a family. Like that was, to me, really special and really cool. And there were so many crazy things that happened that I'll just never forget.
If I were to tell you that Texas A&M Commerce Percussion Ensemble is going to be on fire in this coming performance, I would not begin to explain or fully, get the message across. So instead of me trying to explain, let's watch it. Beautiful performance by Texas A&M Commerce. And Dr. Brian Zader, you were commenting in comments, thanking for the opportunity, but it's the other way around, sir. We are honored to have you and your fine group, your fine studio perform and be a part of this event. With this said, um, amazing performance, amazing performance. So with this said, guys, moving on to our next clinic. This gentleman, oh my gosh, Brendan Buckley. And who has he not played with? You're talking of a long list of who's who in artists, right? In the caliber of artists. Uh, Alejandra Guzman, Gloria Estefan, Pepe Aguilar, Julio Iglesias Jr., just to name a few. Just to name a few. So, with this said, guys, Brendan Buckley.
Hi, everyone. This is Brendan Buckley, and I'm here taking part in the Valley Percussion Festival of the year 2021. Thanks for having me, and thanks for tuning in. I thought I would finish off the festival. This is the last day, I believe. Just talking a little bit about flow on the drum set. So when you hear the word flow, it could mean several things, like flowing. That would be like your movements are very fluid and not stiff, not stuttery, kind of connected and flowing. That's one version. There's actually also people have spoken about flow state. Flow state is like a state of mind. Athletes talk about that a lot, where you're in the zone, like you're not thinking about anything. You're just letting your body do what it's supposed to do, what you've trained for, and kind of being on almost autopilot. That would be a flow state. The type of flow on the drum set we'll be talking about today is slightly different. It would be more of a flowing in an improvisatory way, like improvising on the drum set using flow techniques, which means we'll start off with things such as rudiments or stickings or patterns, just to begin as an introduction. And then hopefully when you do this practice for a while, for an hour, for a day, for a week, for a year, for 5 years, the rudiments and the stickings and the patterns disappear. And it just turns into a flow of rhythms, notes, melodies, syncopations that you're just feeling, that you conjure up. And it could help you kind of get out of ruts or not repeat yourself as much. So you're not just handcuffed to certain stickings or certain rudiments or certain fills or certain patterns. So I have a bunch of practice techniques that I like to do to kind of encourage this style of playing, and I'd like to just go through this with you today, if that's okay. And so I'll just take it in a step-by-step basis. Depending on your level of drumming, I'll try not to go too simple or too difficult. And I'll just take periodic breaks to talk about what we're about to do next. So, first up, I'll set a metronome to keep us honest, maybe around 110 BPM. That's a nice medium tempo. 1 quarter note equals 110. And that will allow us to do things like eighth notes, triplets, and 16th notes back and forth like that, so we can go through different speeds of these exercises. And let's begin with something very simple. We'll just do singles. Singles around the drum set, just as a warm-up. Not, but just moving around the drum set, playing singles. That could start with your left hand, that could start with your right hand. You can occasionally throw in a bass drum if you'd like, but this is just a warm-up. I'm starting with singles, but I'll be brief with this, okay? So that's just singles with some accents, some no accents. We're just moving around the kit, just getting comfortable with the kit. Now what I'd really like to do is start jumping into doubles. Doubles, we'll start with obvious doubles, which would be right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And we'll try to pull out some accents, make them sound very strong and clean, try to hide some notes like kind of grace notes or ghost notes. It'll sound like this. So those are doubles where we're playing right, right, left, left. There's also inverted doubles, which is right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. They might seem the same, but it's actually good to practice both. Cool. Is that making sense so far? So now we've gone through singles, doubles, and inverted doubles. Now, let's go into groups of three. A good way to get into groups of three would be to do a pattern like combining singles and doubles, like right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left. Now, depending on if we're playing eighths, sixteenths, triplets, the accents will fall on different beats, which will be a good practice for us. And I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so we added another brick to our foundation. Those are threes. I was playing either groups of right, left, left, right, left, left, or left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. And I was going through either eighth notes, triplets, where the accent was either on the first partial, the second partial, or the third partial of the triplet, or 16th notes. So now we have singles, we have doubles, and we have groups of three. I guess something before we move on, we can also do, instead of right, left, left, right, left, left, we could technically do right, right, left, right, right, left, like this. 2, 3, 4, 1. So those would be an example of groups of three, where it's right, right, left, right, right, left, or left, left, right, left, left, right. Okay? So, cool. We're moving along. Let's add another element to this vocabulary of flow. Let's do groups of four. Groups of four, we can do, how about paradiddles? That's something most of us know. We can start off with regular paradiddles, which are right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Most people know that. There are other versions of paradiddles, though. There is, even with the four-note grouping, there's a inverted paradiddle, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. Reverse paradiddle, which is right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. And then there is, reverse inverts. Right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right. So you can kind of go through all of them if you want. So that was mostly regular paradiddles, but at the end I kind of mixed up where the double falls in other versions of paradiddles. Inverted paradiddles, reverse paradiddles, and reverse inverts. It's all the same four-note grouping, you just move the double wherever the double lands, and it's in a different spot in the four-note grouping. So you don't have to get too heady with that right now. That's just a good example of, now that's a four-note grouping you have. You have singles, doubles, threes, fours. Where do we go from here? Fives. Fives are weird. It takes a while to hear them, where you kind of can still find where beat one is because they take a long time to go over the bar line. But let's do a sticking that's fairly common, which would be right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. I'm sorry, 3, 4. Right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left. So 3 singles and a double. Right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left. We'll start with that and just move it around the kit a little bit. Let's do that the opposite. So left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right. And we'll go through eighths, triplets, and sixteenths. So there's an example of a 5 grouping that is pretty fun. Here's another one that I like a lot. It's a single and then 2 doubles. Right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left. I like that one too. Let's try that. There you have it. A little weird, right? It takes a while to get used to fives, but it's very fun to free up your limbs and free up your ears by changing the groupings a little bit. We get so used to doubles and fours. Fives, sevens are a little weird. Triplets, sixes sometimes. Speaking of sixes, let's move on to sixes. There's a lot of ways to play groups of sixes, but the way I want to do it right now to start off with might be, let's do 2 singles and 2 doubles. Now that could be considered a paradiddle-diddle to people who like that term, but there's, depending on where you put the singles and the doubles, it could be a 6-stroke roll. So it can be right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left. Or it could be right, left, right, left, left, right. That's still 2 singles and 2 doubles. So we can move around a little bit and play with this. There's many, like the paradiddles, there's many ways to stick a paradiddle-diddle or a 6-stroke roll, depending on where you put the singles. So once again, we'll just go through some variations, and I'll try to keep a corner of pulse for you so it doesn't seem too weird. Here we go. So that was a lot of things, but those are mostly groups of 6. I was also doing right, left, double. Right, left, 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 left at certain points. Just to turn the stickings around so it's not always right-hand lead. It's good to have left-hand lead practice and right-hand lead practice to try to break down that barrier a little bit of always being right-hand lead dependent. Okay, so moving right along. We have singles, doubles, 3-note groupings, 4-note groupings, 5-note groupings, 6-note groupings. Let's add, now we can do a little bit of, why don't we do, I'm already doing it a little bit, but let's try to think about adding some accents with the kick drum and the cymbal together. Now this doesn't have to be bar, 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 bar. This could just be a tap on a hi-hat, a tap on a ride cymbal, or a closed X-hat or something, just to get that motion together too. We'll put those in just randomly. I'll now start going through singles, doubles, 3 notes, 4 notes, 5 notes, 6 notes, and I'll start trying to occasionally add those in there also. It'll sound a little bit like this. Something like that. Does that make sense? Okay, so now we're adding some accents, which will be, some of the accents will just be a right hand on the tom or a right hand on the floor tom. Sometimes they'll just be a snare drum accent, rim shot, and sometimes there'll be a stick on a cymbal with a kick drum behind it. We can also do the kick drum with a snare drum attached to it. That's a different sound, and a sound I like a lot. So imagine instead of going baka 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 on a cymbal and a kick, you can do it on a snare and a kick, and it sounds a little like this. So that would be doing, instead of the accents on a cymbal and a kick, you can do a unison of the snare and a kick for a different effect. That's a kind of a cool flavor. Moving on, so now we have singles, doubles, triples, paradiddles, fives, sixes, accents with a kick and a cymbal, accents with a kick and a snare drum in unison. Now we can do kick drum by itself, meaning the kick drum itself can be an accent without anything going on. A lot of times we think about doing a crash with a kick or doing a kick drum just to fill in a gap like. But I like to experiment now. It's a newer thing for me to experiment with just the kick drum being its own voice, kind of like this. So that's an example of me just kind of filling in, not filling in gaps, but actually making the kick by itself an accent. So imagine, for example, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, so we were doing an example earlier of right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, left, left. Maybe we can do kick, left, left, like this. Cool? I think that's kind of fun. And let's see, what else can we do? Oh, so we have left out some important fills, which would be something like adding flams or unisons. I say flams or unisons because they're slightly different. Flam will be, and unisons are. So we can start adding those in also amongst all the other things we've already practiced. And that would sound a little bit like this. Alrighty, so that's just a small example of adding flams or unisons within the flow that we're already going down with singles, doubles, triples, 4-note groupings, 5, 6, kick with cymbals, kick with snare, kick as a solo lead voice, and now adding some flam accents or unison accents. And let's see, what else can we add that would kind of round off this vocabulary? Rolls, some double stroke rolls or drags. So that would sound a little bit like this. Okay, so that was just an example of doing some drags or double stroke rolls in between your accents at an eighth note rate, a triplet rate, and a 16th note rate at 110 BPM. So I guess that's about it for right now. I've probably thrown too much at you already, but I hope by watching this, you can understand what you can do to try to glue together all of these stickings and patterns and or rudiments and kind of practice them so much on different accent patterns, different parts of the kit, different parts of the beat, so they don't sound like it's just an exercise. So you can actually start to improvise where you're just mixing it all together. And then probably the one I didn't talk about, which would be the icing on the cake, would be adding rests in there. So doing all these things and then making sure you add an eighth note rest or a half note rest or a quarter note rest, which would give it some nice breathing space. So I'm about out of time, but maybe I'll just finish off with a little bit of kind of gluing everything we talked about together. And I'll try to put some rests in there too, so it doesn't sound just like a machine gun of incessant notes, okay? And I hope you enjoyed the festival and all the other great drummers that were taking part, and thanks a lot. I'm Brendan Buckley.
No wonder he has played who he has played with, right? Amazing, amazing on the drum set, amazing flow, um, incredible, incredible. Um, he wanted to be here and join us live, but he just messaged, "Thanks, I'm in a recording session," and he goes like this. So I'm passing on the message to you. Can you see it? Um, can you, or is it gonna be? No, it's not gonna let us do it, right? No. Okay. Awesome. 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 Okay, guys. Up next, this lady has taken the social media by storm and has motivated so many people, younger and older and in between. She has just showed us um, what it is and what we can do with our craft. uh, she mentioned in a live that we did for Instagram a few days ago how um, you know even during the pandemic, these were her words: "I am having the time of my life playing my instrument." Those were her words. And if you saw that segment on Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. I could go on and on and on and on, but she needs no introduction. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. We are ecstatic. We are happy to have you here with us. And it's, the event wrapped up yesterday, right? With a beautiful performance by Ray Luzier. We also had Don Famolaro. We had Steve Gadd, Kathy Rich, Greg Potter, Roger Carter in the closing segment of the event. And this is, just every major event, there's always an after party, right? And, some really neat and beautiful things happen. And, we have been experiencing them. But never did it cross my mind, uh, Dorothea, it never crossed my mind that you would be doing that honor for us today. And
It never crossed my mind that you would even think to include me, so I'm very flattered.
well, trust me, the flattered ones are us, and I'm sure our viewers agree. Um, thank you so much. Thank you for your energy, for your inspiration, and I'm gonna hush, and I'm gonna let you take over. How about that?
Well, I was going to say that I think Brendan must have come to my home last night and taken a picture of the sheet that I had. Because the first thing on my list was paradiddles and the variations, moving them around and going into the permutations, moving the accents around. And so he basically took care of all of that part. So, but I was, and everybody has their own take on it. So I was, since he did all of that, which I'm going to stress again, just the importance of just plain old paradiddles that young students especially just think are just boring when they
Yes.
learn the right, left, right, left, left, and then they think, sure, I know that. What's next? But they've not taken it to this level and this level and this level and
Yes.
improved on all of the variations and permutations, and then, able to put it on the drum set. So, I mean, just get the old George Stone stick control book out.
Yes.
And even though he didn't write any accents in that book, you go ahead and you start accenting, because the paradiddle has an accent in the front.
Mhm.
paradiddle, just like when you say the word paradiddle. So that's the normal way that they're played, paradiddle, paradiddle. And then when you start putting the variations, they don't even sound, they sound like 4/16, but they don't really sound like paradiddles. So one of my favorite grooves is just a straight 16th paradiddle groove with my hands, one on the hi-hat, one on the snare. What I'm going to do, and listen and see if you can tell what I'm doing, excuse me, but I'll do a regular paradiddle with my right. Then I'm going to alter the left. So I will do the paradiddle, in the groove, paradiddle, I say it that way so you'll know where the diddle is. And then sometimes I'll put the paradiddle, para. So I'll split that between my hands, just a regular, like funky rock groove or something. But just
Yes.
listen for those paradiddles. And then let me know how the sound is. I'm going to turn my switcher off.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes. Yes.
And I mean, I think it sounds awesome. And they're just
Yes, it does.
paradiddles.
Yes.
And once in a
Yes.
while, you can stick a drag in there, which is so stick a drag in there and jazz it up a little bit, but just play paradiddles between hands and feet, and you have a groove of the basic rudiment of paradiddles.
Yes.
So, and then he gave plenty of examples around the kit, how you just, split your hands and accent and, go around the toms and stuff. So I won't do that along with what he already did. I have a frog in my throat. And then you can do the same thing with triplets. You can just a basic triplet, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then you can move the accent over. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But put a flam on those. Put a flam where the accent is. So then you have that, you're learning that, and then you're wondering, okay, now where am I going to put that? Well, let's try it out and see what happens when we put those flams and triplets on the kit. Just your basic triplets that you're going to learn very, soon when you first start taking drum lessons, but take them to another level. Be serious about it. At my age, I still enjoy thinking of things that I can do with the rudiments that I learned back when I first joined drum corps in 1963. That's when I first was introduced to drum rudiments. And here I am in 2021, and I still have a practice pad downstairs in my kitchen. And when I'm just waiting on something to cook, I just put it on my counter. I know probably a lot of you have seen my kitchen videos that I do on Instagram and also on TikTok. I just love it. I think it's fun, and it just keeps me going. It's something that I grew up with. It's never left me. And I know a lot of people who make comments say, I wish I hadn't stopped. I took drum lessons in high school and even in college, and then I started a family, and I haven't played in 40 years. And my question is, why not? And how do you ever stop playing something that you love? I had 3 children that I had to raise too, but I still, would pick up my sticks, and even if it was only one time a week, but I never let that go. So something that you have spent hours and hours and hours learning, don't stop. Please don't stop. Even if you don't have sticks and a pad close by, you're at a long stoplight like we have here, 5-minute stoplight, you have a steering wheel. You can play your rudiments on top of that steering wheel just to keep them going, keep them in your heart too. So let me look and see what else. So while we're in the flams and the flam accents and flam triplets and stuff, instead of just a regular flam accent, right, left, right, left, right, left. Let's do, I've been told they were called flams. It's a hybrid, but I think there's another name for them too, but I can't remember right now. You just put a flam in the front and at the end. So that's why I say flam, 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 flam. So right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, right. You can accent both flams or just the first one. Or I know that they're played both ways, especially in marching, in performances and drum lines, whether it's DCI or college or high school, they'll play them like, whoops. So I take them to the drum set, and listen how cool this is when I split my hands. And then the other triplet feel, one that I love, are Swiss Army triplets. And that's just flam, tap, tap. So you have a right, another right, and a left. And they don't alternate. But what happens when you move the accent? Or so I'm going to play those, and you can even try to incorporate them like into a solo. I'll just use my toms. So with various speeds and just conjure up whatever you like. Those are just Swiss Army triplets, moving them around the kit. I mean, how awesome is that? I love Swiss Armies. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, so Brendan did get into sixes, but he didn't touch on all of the things that I had in my mind. So yes, sixes would be a double paradiddle is a 6, a paradiddle diddle is a 6, a 6-stroke roll, of course, a ratamacue, single ratamacue, and a drag paradiddle. Even though you're doing a drag, it's still in 6 also. So just the variety of those 6 just makes it so much more fun. So I'll play the double paradiddle and paradiddle diddle first, just those 2. Now, double paradiddle, I have something that's making a noise like a short. I don't know what it's doing here. I hear a little static. Hopefully you don't hear it. Okay, so a double paradiddle, we always learn that they're just 16ths, but they go over the bar line. But what if we don't go over the bar line? We play them as sextuplets. This is fun. So I snuck a couple of drag paradiddles in there. I love drag paradiddles. So I stuck that in. So if you've never tried that before, you've never used it before, do it. Try it. It's so fun. Then, of course, everybody uses paradiddle diddle. Okay, 6-stroke roll. That's another one. That sounds very much like what the paradiddle diddle, except you know 6 strokes as dudge, 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 dudge. And that's how they're played like in a marching situation. So that's the good old 6-stroke roll to start somebody in. 1, 2. Okay. If you've not tried that, you must. That's a must for a lot of like beach music songs, I think. A lot of things back like the Temptations and that kind of music. They always started that with a 6-stroke roll. All right, let's see. And then Ratamacue. I don't think most people play rhythm cues on the drum set, but because they're 6 and they're very much like what we've already done, you can still fit a rhythm cue, a single rhythm cue in there. It doesn't have to be march style. And then the drag paradiddle, which I kind of showed you, but I'll show you one more time. Drag paradiddle. The other rudiments that I had marked down is just knowing clean rolls, 5-stroke rolls, 7-stroke rolls, because when you're playing just a regular gig in some club somewhere, and you're going to get tunes where you want nice, clean rolls. And the only way to get clean rolls is to build your chops. And so I have several videos that kind of just went crazy viral. Just me explaining to put a little emphasis on that second tap. I'll get my pad. So I don't know if you've seen, like Dave Weckl has done plenty of clinics talking about that. Thomas Lang has stressed that. And I've been playing those all along before these guys were probably even born. So it's just, you just put a little emphasis on that second tap. So when I take my one hand off of there, you can still hear the emphasis. Da-da, da-da, da-da. And I think another way to do that, besides a pad, work out 5 minutes a day, just on a pillow, just to get those wrists moving. If I can do it, you guys can do it. So that your rolls will be nice and clean. And that's how I do it. So I'm going to keep it nice and short and sweet for you guys. You've probably had a long 3 weekends and a long day today, yesterday. I turned it on and I got right in time for the Steve Gadd and Dom Familero. And I was like, yes, I love Steve Gadd.
Your passion on the drums, it's just, it comes off from the screen.
Good.
That's the only way I can
Glad.
play it. It's check this out. I'm a writer. I keep practice pad next to my desk so I can do some of your drills periodically. instead of waiting for practice time.
Right. Yeah, you can't think, oh, I can practice tomorrow night after 6:30, because that will never come. You have to do it just then. Always, be ready.
Exactly, exactly. I totally agree with you. I always tell my students, if you want to do well next year in any of your events or in any maybe competition or performance, you prepare this year. You prepare
Right.
the year
Right.
before. Yeah, that's
So I'll show you this other pad.
oh,
So Drumeo sent me this, and we can be watching TV in the evening. My husband and I, we can have the TV up, not blasting loud, but he needs it loud anyway. So I can still. Because I can't just sit there. I can't sit there for an hour or 2 hours without. I have to. And I'm not hyper. I've never been a hyper person, but I just
no,
love this so much.
yes, because
And it just
you I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
it keeps my hands loose, but it's just, I don't know, it's just good brain food, I think.
Yes, yes. You're a very calm person. A very, my personal experience talking to you when we've, you know, gotten the chance to, is you're calm. And if I come out of a meeting and I'm like hyper and I start talking to you, Dorothea, it's like, okay, I find my zone and my zen, right? And that's the feel I get from you. But then you're always practicing, so it goes to show, because some people do stereotype, like, unless you have abundant energy, drums might not be for. I've heard that comment before,
Uh-huh.
but it's not the case. You have a question here.
I do.
What advice would you give to an adult who does not have any musical background but is interested in learning how to play the drums, a total beginner?
Well, one of the reasons that I said that I've had the time of my life during this year of, or over a year of COVID, is because I have met the nicest people. They're adults, and I would say 80% of the ones that I've had now for this whole year were just beginners, and they love every minute of it. And practice. That's the key word, is a lot of practice. Just to get good at anything. If you were doing the Olympics and you're an ice skater and you were doing these quadruple flips and stuff, I mean, those kids are on the ice for hours and hours. So plan on getting a pair of sticks and a pad and really working hard every single day. But if it's something that you always wondered and wanted to do, give it a try. Don't buy a whole big drum set right now. Get a pad, get a really cool drum pad and some sticks and a George Stone stick control book. Find some instruction. I'm on Drumeo. There's tons of information on Drumeo, tons of information on YouTube, and you can always start there. So do it.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. The whole premise of this event was to motivate, and to move people along, right? To spend time with the craft, because during this COVID thing, a lot of our a lot of our desire and energy and wanting to progress, and for some people, at least from an educator's point of view, that's my perception. I saw that, and it was pretty general across the field, with many students throughout the United States. But if it was throughout the United States, I can imagine it was the case worldwide, because it's human behavior, human tendency. um,
Right.
so the premise was to get people to especially the young ones, right, to get them to be active, right, and to
Yeah.
immerse themselves in this activity that they fell in love with, which is what you were talking about. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I think that it was a great way to wrap it up. uh, uh, th- this year's festival, um, you're so motivational. It just watching you is motivational. I am so glad that you were able to make some room for us in your life, to
Well,
share
I'm
with
so
us.
glad to have that opportunity. I appreciate it so much.
Um,
And I just hope that, people don't think, oh, I'm too old. I can't do this. Of course, I have been doing it for like going on 58 years now, but that doesn't mean that you can't start and be the best that you can be
exactly.
at the level. There's different levels of, working on and getting better and better and better. You're not going to be here one week and here the next week. There's steps and levels that you have to reach. But as long as you're practicing and you can turn that metronome up each week and see your progress, that's all it takes.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Um, um, I reiterate, again, Dorothea, I don't find a better way that all this event could be wrapped up, and it's not, for our viewers. It's bittersweet. It's bitter because the festival is over. 33 artists, right, and many more performances, and
Are these recorded? Can you go back and see them?
yes, you can. Yes, you can. And what I am going to also do is I'm going to, they're up in YouTube and in Facebook, so you could go and watch them in their totality. You can share them
Okay,
with your students.
I
Guys,
will.
you can share, yes, you can share them with the students. You can watch them by segments or whatever you want to do. But what I will also be doing little by little as time goes on, now that the event is over, is I am going to uh, like, for example, all year segment, I'm going to put it up in its totality, and then by small chunks. Maybe I want to learn about sixes, maybe I want to
Okay,
learn about flams around the drum set, so
okay,
that people can watch that. So all this
that'll
footage
be
will
great.
be available. Yes, all this
Cool.
footage will be available uh, in Facebook Valley Percussion Festival group page. So make sure that you go and you request to join, and I will make sure that you get accepted so you can get a hold of this content. Um, Guys, this is not a farewell. I said it's bitter because the contest or the event, the festival, I'm sorry, is over, but it's the beginning of or a segue into a lot more content that this time around, here in South Texas, we're used to seeing Valley Percussion Festival once a year, and it's gone until the next year. Well, thanks to COVID, you know, it some positive things came out of this. My
Hmm.
sweet mother used to say there in Spanish, she would say, no hay mal que por bien no venga. Translated in English, that means there isn't a bad event that happens to you, something that happens to you that doesn't come because something positive follows it. And it's true. Um, so now, guys, Valley Percussion Festival is going to be bringing you content all year round. Uh,
Nice.
yes, yes, and as a matter of fact, you and I were talking about doing a segment, possible lessons that we can upload and an interview, if you recall. So that's where all that's coming from. So stay tuned. Follow our pages: Instagram, Facebook, Valley Percussion Festival, and the G Drums YouTube channel. That's my personal channel,
Hmm.
so that you can grab a hold of all this education. Um, I wanted to close the segment, Dorothea, and the festival with one performance that to me is absolutely legendary. Um, Remember when we talked about you doing the event, and I said, could we do this song?
Oh, yeah.
And
I just
yes,
remembered.
yes. Um, this blew me away. Blew me away. Let's put this so that they can see it. And with this, guys, we again, we don't say farewell. we say, see you soon. Can you guys hear it? Can I have a
No.
comment?
No.
You can't hear it? Okay.
No.
Then let's undo that. And let's do it again. Because they need to hear it. They need to hear you. And, you know, in my opinion, Dorothea, if this doesn't inspire anybody, nothing will inspire anybody.
That's right.
Here we go.
You feel that?
Can you hear it now?
Yeah. Softly, but
it's coming.
Okay.
Well, pianos and violins are just that loud.
Hi, I'm here to play on the worship team.
The organ's in the back.
Feel free to give us a play-by-play, Dorothea.
It was really fun doing all that. No, I'm here for the audition for drums. Oh. This was in Canada.
Drowning deep in my sea of loathing, broken your servant I am. Will you give it to me? It seems what's left of my human side is slowly changing in me. Will you give it to me? Looking at my own reflection when suddenly changes. I am in need.
Just watching this video, there's so much good stuff that you can learn from it. So much. Your flow, your movement, the weight of your arms and the impact.
I can see inside you the sickness is rising. Don't try to deny what you feel. Will you give it to me? It seems that all that was good has died and is decaying in me. Will you give it to me? It seems you're having some trouble in dealing with these changes. Living with these changes. Now the world is a scary place. Now that you've woken up the demon. Yeah, man. Come on, get down with the sickness. Come on, get down with the sickness. Come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your feet and let it run to me. Come on, get down with the sickness. Come on, get down with the sickness. Come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that they give unto me. Oh, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your feet and then it's open to me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You must not get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Madness has now come over me.
Hey everyone, my name is Dorothea Taylor. I've been drumming my whole life, and every one of these experiences have happened to me throughout my life. Drummers come in all ages, sizes, shapes, ethnicities, and regardless of how good you are, how old you are, we're all still part of a drumming family. So remember, don't judge a drummer or anybody by their looks. And always, always, always keep sharing your drumming passion to the world. See you guys later.
Wow.
I haven't watched that in a while.
Well, it's gotten so many. It's gotten so many streams. So many streams.
It really has.
Yes, Dorothea. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
We really enjoyed your segment, and viewers, peeps, friends, family, we'll be seeing you soon. There is a lot of neat projects that are coming up, very exciting. Trust me, you're gonna be like, wow. Just when we thought VPF 2021 couldn't be topped, they're pretty exciting, pretty exciting.
I forgot to show you my overhead.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
All my pasties.
Nice. I want to set up like yours now, just like yours.
It's very nice.
Friends, we will see you soon. Dorothea, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.